You're tuned in to Nerd Overload, your weekly show for video games, movies, TV shows, comics, tech news, and more. Now your hosts, Cody Pennick, Samantha Cross, Sam Dunham, and Josh Harrison.
Hey everybody, welcome to Nerd Overload, the pop and geek culture show that's putting on its first annual Post-Hanukkah pre-Christmas extravaganza that happens to be a lot like just a regular show, Nerd Overload. I'm Cody.
I'm Sam.
And I'm the ghost of Podcast Pass.
Oh, we have a great show for you this week. Thank you all for tuning in. We have a bunch of news to go over, but first, let's talk about some things we have been checking out.
Check it out!
I'm a Wario. I'm gonna win.
I just picked a random one. You know what? He is like evil Santa Claus.
It's true.
Yeah. So there you go.
Except he'll come into your house and take all your coins.
Well, like I said, evil Santa Claus. He takes things instead of leaves things. There's a method to my madness, you guys. It's all good. All right, so let's talk about some things we've been checking out. I can start here. I have been watching a new movie. In theory, a new movie. A new movie in the fact that it was released in October of this year, called New York Ninja. It's a bad movie.
I'm assuming not in any way related to Beverly Hills Ninja.
It is not. No, I mean...
Or Sergeant Kabuki.
There is more Sergeant Kabuki Man than you would think in this movie. This movie, okay, so this movie has a really interesting history behind it. It's actually more interesting than the movie itself. I mean, the movie itself is like low budget garbage, but the interesting thing is it was originally filmed in 1984, and it was never completed. Like the director filmed about 8 hours or so of his film of stuff, and I think he ran out of money and knew it just wasn't going to go anywhere, so he was just like, I'm just done. And years and years and years later, the VHS archivist and sales company Vinegar Syndrome, who put out a lot of really high quality Blu-rays of like really bad movies.
I think we've talked about them a couple times.
Yeah. Tammy and the T-Rex they put out, and Champagne and Bullets. Or that's what's it called? The one with the guy that sings the Shimmy Slide.
Yeah.
Yeah. But anyway, they bought the catalog to some random VHS company or something so they can start putting out some of their stuff. And along with it came these film canisters of like 16 millimeter stuff. And they decided, you know what? This might be the next Miami Connection. And so,
oh wow, that movie is so rotten.
Oh, it's yeah. so what they did, and the thing is, with these canisters, there was no script included with it, and there's no audio at all with it. It was just video, no audio. So they brought in a second director, and they painstakingly recut all these 8 hours of garbage B-roll into some semblance of a film, and then brought in B-list actors like Cynthia Rothrock and Linnea Quigley and Don the Dragon Wilson in to do voiceover for the actors in the movie. A lot of times lip sync, like lip reading what the actors are saying on screen.
Did they ad-lib the whole thing, or was it...
Well, it ad-libbed in areas to try to piece the thing together, but they used what the actors were saying on screen whenever possible.
Okay.
So it was close. I would say maybe it's about 80%, 70 to 80% of the original film, based solely off of what they were able to glean from lip reading.
It's not like that Woody Allen movie.
No, it's nothing like that. It's not like What's Up, Tiger Lily?
Yeah.
No, man, that movie. Oof.
Yeah. But what it turns it into is this fascinating look at like filmmaking, and just kind of a weird there's a weird disconnect between the dialogue and the filming, but it matches more times than it doesn't. And it's really interesting to see how they were able to fit things together to try to come up with a coherent story. There was a lot that wasn't filmed. It's very clear that there was a lot that is missing. And they were able to contact the special effects guy who worked on the original shoot. And the only thing that he was able to provide were daily scripts, basically
Notes.
Yeah, script notes for the day, basically saying, okay, these are the characters that are in this scene. This is where we're filming. That was it.
Ooh.
And one interesting thing, apparently one of the scrapped characters that never got filmed was someone named Detective Dolomite. So the
Nice.
running theory is they were in talks at one point to get Rudy Ray Moore to show up in this film. He didn't, unfortunately. But the movie itself is, it's a pretty stock standard 80s action revenge kind of movie. It's this guy. The acting is very stilted, even if it had the original audio track. Within 2 seconds of the film, it's this shot of two people walking across a street, and this guy stops this woman in the middle of a crosswalk in busy New York and go, "Oh, hi, we're married." And she goes, "Hi, I'm pregnant," basically. And back in your mind, you're going, okay, no, she's dead. Yeah. Because this is an action movie from the 80s, and this is what happens. So, of course, within, 5 minutes of the start of the movie, he is now trying to revenge his wife and unborn child. But it's not strictly like a Charles Bronson style, like, action revenge. No, the guy goes on to become, like, weird superhero ninja for the Bronx.
Kind of like a Puma Man situation.
Kind of like a Puma Man, or kind of like a Toxic Avenger kind of thing. People start wearing I Heart New York with the word, like, t-shirts with the word ninja, like, comes clumsily scrawled underneath the Heart New York part of the shirt.
How long till Vinegar Syndrome has those for sale in their store?
Probably they already do. If they're smart, they already do. There was a whole side plot about, and this is kind of part of the story that's not quite as fun. The main villain is a human trafficker, and that's kind of a weird...
Yeah, that's not fun.
It's not the most fun, but he also is known as the Plutonium Man, whose body is constantly in the process of melting, and he needs to expose himself to plutonium to stop himself, to rejuvenate himself. He's like a weird reverse, like that guy from RoboCop.
Oh. When he drives into that canister and comes out like...
It comes like, yeah. Yeah, no, there's a couple shots where he's like that, and then he, like, opens up his briefcase, and there's
a green glow.
And he, like, shakes and goes, oh! And then he turns into a normal guy. And he wears Dr. Octopus goggles for some reason.
He's slowly street trashing.
A little bit, yeah, a little bit. But no, it's a terrible movie, and I recommend everyone watch it because it's great. It's the good kind of bad. I don't know if I would put it up there with Miami Connection or with like a Samurai Cop, but it's close. It's close to that.
Oh man! So speaking of bad movies, I forgot about this. Like a couple weeks ago, me and Nicole actually sat down and watched Velocipaster.
Oh no! Why would you subject yourself to this?
Because
who hurt you, Josh?
Well, it popped up on this thing, and we're like, this sounds terrible. It was right after we watched Lamageddon. It was like recommended for that. I was like, oh, okay.
Yeah, that tracks.
Yeah, no, that makes sense.
Oh man, is that movie like just bad?
Now, are they like winking at the camera, wink, wink, we know this is a bad movie kind of situation?
I feel like they have to.
Okay, because that makes it less fun.
Because there's one part, like in the beginning of the movie, when the priest, Doug, his parents get killed in a car bombing or something, and instead of showing like an actual car on fire, there's just a blank spot, and it says across the screen, "Flaming Car VSX."
Oh... See, that's the thing about bad movies. They're only the best ones are the ones that are sincere. That they don't wink at the camera saying, "Oh, we're doing a bad, we're doing the bad thing."
Like The Stuff.
like, well, no, the stuff's
No,
pretty
the
good.
stuff's sincere.
I'm talking to more like the Sharknado.
Oh yeah, I mean, I like the first Sharknado.
It's fine. The first one's fine.
Like
but,
all the ones after that though are like,
Yeah.
ugh.
Oh yeah, they were milking a dead shark by that point.
yeah,
Yeah.
and that's how it is with New York Ninja. He's credited as the redirector. He did some interviews with it, and he said that, oh no, I know that this is going to be laughed at, but we're going into this as serious as possible to try to create, the action movie that they were initially set out to do, because that is how you get actual comedy out of this.
I'm sorry, but like with names like New York Ninja, all it makes me think of is like Hercules in New York.
Oh yeah, with Schwarzenegger and his bad voiceover.
Yeah, like Schwarzenegger, like back when they couldn't say his name, so he was just called Arnold Strong.
Arnold Strong.
Arnold
Yes.
Strong.
Yeah.
Yeah, and this was after he won the Mr. Universe.
Mm-hmm.
Like it says Arnold Strong, and then little tiny print underneath it says Mr. Universe as Hercules on the screen. That movie is straight bad.
Oh, it's terrible, and it's very weird seeing young Arnold and his voice comes out sounding exactly like this.
They should
he talks more in that movie than he does in the first Conan the Barbarian.
Yeah.
they should fight or there should be a movie where Jason, the Muppets, and the New York Ninja all fight for Manhattan,
Oh, that would be great.
and Snake Plissken has to escape.
yes.
And there's
No,
a dancing
I'd watch
toaster.
That's pretty much it. I mean, I guess the only other thing, there was a guy, and I shared this with you guys. There was a guy online who used AI upscaling to take a snippet of the Star Wars Holiday Special and up-res it to 60 frames per second, 4K, and it looks good.
Yeah, looks good.
It looks too good, which makes it look horrifying.
Oh yeah. Yeah, you could see every bit of Mark Hamill's mannequin face, his post motorcycle accident mannequin face, and like
you can see every hair on Lumpy in exquisite detail.
oh,
You could see the regret in B. Arthur's face.
yeah. I wish they would do the entire thing. The guy's already said that he's not going to, because the rendering time on it would just be
Awful.
It would be you wouldn't be able to do it.
I really wish they would just go, you know what?
Bite the bullet and just release it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, one, I think it would go gangbusters because it's one of those urban legend kind of things, everyone knows about it.
But then that ruins the mystique a little bit.
Maybe, but also it does have the first actual appearance of Boba Fett ever.
It
Yeah,
can't
that's
do
true.
any more damage to the franchise than Rise of Skywalker has already done.
Yeah.
See, people drag that movie. I understand it's not perfect. I understand it's not, the best movie ever. I still got some enjoyment out of it. I still enjoy the new trilogy.
Have you tried to watch it again since the first time you saw it?
No, I have not.
It's bad. It's a bad movie.
You're a bad movie.
They fake out that they killed Chewbacca in it, and then 10 minutes later go, oh no, he's okay.
He's in a coma, but he's okay. He's with Duke.
with somebody mouthing Chewbacca is dead,
Yeah.
but they redub it.
He's okay.
He's okay.
Oh man.
Oh, G.I. Joe, the movie. Yep.
And not this is right on the coattails of Transformers the movie.
Mm-hmm.
Where all your favorite characters did die.
Yeah, in the first 2 minutes.
You gotta sell those new toys. You gotta get rid of your old toys to set up the new toys.
I love that the executives are so evil that they didn't even stop to think about that for 2 seconds.
No.
Is this going to traumatize a bunch of kids? Who cares?
Who cares? New toys. Everyone's gonna love Rodimus Prime.
Oh man, but seriously, Megatron just jumps up on that spaceship and just blam blams the supporting cast of the first 2 seasons.
Yep, pretty much.
You get to watch, the light leave Ironhide's eyes right there on screen.
Yeah. And then we get G.I. Joe the movie with the introduction of Sergeant Slaughter and his Roughnecks.
I was once a man.
Oh, yeah.
Over and over again.
Oh, yeah, when Cobra Commander gets turned into a literal snake.
Yeah.
They go to Cobra Law.
Yeah.
They also introduced, God, what was his name?
Burgess Meredith was the voice of the super evil leader of Cobra Law. You know that, right?
No.
And
Yeah.
They basically retcon like any established origin of Cobra at that point, too.
Oh, sure. Yeah.
Serpentor. That was his name.
Yeah.
Serpentor. Yep.
With the DNA of all the world or of the history's greatest conquerors.
Yep.
Oh, man. That movie is bad.
It's not great.
I hate that movie.
Yeah, I tried rewatching it here recently, and
Really?
yeah, it does not hold up super well.
Yeah, I watched it and I remember very little of it. And it wasn't that long ago I watched it and I remember very little of it.
Yeah.
So speaking of super soldiers, Cody.
Oh, yeah, I've been playing the new Halo like a lot. I actually really, really like it, which I didn't think I would.
Nice.
I've never been a Halo man, a Halo stan, as it were.
No, I believe the term is a John.
A John.
117.
But I'm actually really enjoying it. It starts out like a regular linear first-person shooter for like a couple levels, and then all of a sudden it opens way up, and it's an open world like shooty game.
Oh, wow. Okay.
And it turns out that's really fun when you add like the Halo's already established like good mechanics on top of an open world. Works pretty well, it turns out.
Yeah, because it's just like solid shooter
Yeah.
on top. Yeah. And everything else is just kind of icing on that solid foundation.
That space ring cake.
Yep.
I don't know like the overarching plot line, so like I'm only getting the most broad strokes of the plot, but it's still okay. Like I'm still invested enough that I'm finding it enjoyable.
Well, that's okay if you don't know the finer details. You can always go back to that old Polygon video with Brian David Gilbert, who read every Halo novel.
I read the first original 3.
Yeah,
Yeah.
he said they were pretty good.
Fall of Reach was a really good book. That was a really good book, and that's why I got super excited when the Reach video game came out. And I was like, yeah. And then it had a bunch of characters that weren't in the book, which was fine because Reach was a good game. It was the last Bungie Halo, and it was a fantastic game.
All the little stuff that the grunts say and do are actually really funny.
Yeah, that's what I was reading an article about. It was like somebody's like, "Hey, don't kill the grunts. They have a lot to say." I mean, they always kind of had like since the beginning. They always had little things, but it was mostly just goofy little things. Like you'd kill a couple of them, and then they get scared and start running around.
Like they have like legitimately funny lines. Like I had one running at me with 2 live grenades in each hand, and he starts yelling, "I didn't mean to turn these on." I saw a clip on Twitter of what after somebody died, one of the grunts ran up and dabbed over his corpse.
Jeez.
So it's got fun little comic relief guys in there. Which
Oh yeah,
good.
I mean they've been there from the beginning. They were always like doing kind of stuff like that. And then like even if they're running away, if somebody ended up managed to get a pop shot on you, they'd all of a sudden become brave again and start coming back at you.
like it keeps it from being like too self-serious and I'm John Halo and I'm here to stop the Halos. Which I mean that's still pretty much who he is, but
Yeah. Is John Halo basically just watered down Doom guy?
yeah.
Okay.
I mean all the way down, like even his design.
He's Doom Guy with a conscience.
Yeah. Well, Doom Guy doesn't have to have a conscience because it's demons.
I mean, he's kind of a tool to humans too.
I mean, he's not nice to him,
not
but
nice.
he doesn't kill humans indiscriminately. Just demons.
Yeah.
Oh, Doom Marine.
But like even Halo Man's design, like green spacesuit, like did it have to be green?
Well, yeah, because olive green is a military color.
I guess. But Doom Guy's green too.
Yeah, he's a Marine.
Space Marine though, there's not a lot of green in space.
Yeah, what's he camouflaging himself as?
Yeah,
In space.
on Mars.
An Orion slave girl? I don't know.
Uh,
That's a Star Trek reference.
And all the weapons in it are really fun too. I mean, there's one that shoots big spikes out of it.
Needler.
No.
Different one.
I think it's just called the Spiker or something like that.
Oh yeah, I remember the Spiker.
It's almost kind of like a rocket launcher, but the rocket is a spike.
That's a Covenant weapon.
And there's the Sentinel gun that just shoots a big straight line beam out of it, and that's fun to use. Like it'll disintegrate a guy.
Nice.
I haven't touched the multiplayer, and I probably won't. That doesn't appeal to me at all.
I've heard it's really kind of hit or miss currently. I've heard a little bit about they're doing like a battle pass kind of situation.
Of course, in this modern day of shooters, that's what you do.
Yeah,
and the multiplayer's free to play, so I mean they got to make their money somewhere.
They warzoned it.
Yeah.
Well, it was. What did I hear about it? It's something like you have certain goals you have to hit daily, and if you do that for like 30 days, you'll get like special suit colors or parts or something like that. And it's getting to the point where you'll drop into random matches and no one is actually playing the game. They're just randomly running around trying to get their
unlocks
and stuff like that.
That's a shame.
Yeah.
It does suck. There's pickups on the map that you can find to unlock cosmetics, but the cosmetics only work in multiplayer.
Yeah,
that's weird.
It's like, I'm not going to play multiplayer, so I guess I'm not going to get these. But there is like upgrade points you can find on the map, and that's cool. It kind of gives it a little bit of an RPG element to your shoot man.
Oh, that's kind of neat.
And you get new abilities throughout the story, kind of Metroidvania-esque.
Oh, not bad.
Like
not
a
bad.
tracker you can throw down that'll reveal cloaking guys, or you get a little booster so you can do a little quick boost of speed, which is very Doom guy. But they pulled a lot from New Doom and Doom Eternal, I think.
Gotcha.
Was a big inspiration for them, which why not?
Hey.
That's real good. That game's real good.
I'm still excited about that grappling hook.
It's cool. It's very fun. I just like jumping and grabbing the ground and pulling myself forward and getting momentum off of that. Like, just that is fun. But yes, my name is Cody and I enjoy a Halo. aside from Halo 2 multiplayer back at Mr. Ego's.
Oh, yeah.
That was,
I've played so much of that.
Yeah,
Same here.
that was my most Halo experience I'd had was that.
Yep.
And I briefly owned Halo 2 for the Xbox, but ended up selling it for something, I think.
Oh, you're coming at me with that plasma sword? My shotgun says otherwise. Oh, that was a rock, paper, scissors. Shotgun beats plasma sword. Every time. Like, thinking back, like, I worked at GameStop when Halo 2 came out. I worked, like, midnight release.
Yeah, on the front lines.
Oh, man. And it was. It was.
People, yeah, I bet people were nuts.
Oh, yeah. I remember a dude went to the wrong door at the mall. We told everybody, go to the back door, like, straight down from the GameStop. That's the door that's going to be unlocked for you to come get this game. Some dude tried to come in by the door by the theater. It was locked. He got mad, kicked the door, and broke his foot.
What an idiot.
Wow.
Yeah. Like, it was...
Gotta get your
I gotta have my Halo so bad. I gotta get my collector's edition with the tiny helmet to put on my cat.
That was Halo 3,
Probably.
I think.
Probably.
I don't think there was, like, a super awesome, cool thing for that. I think it might have been, like, maybe a cloth poster or something.
Speaking of
wall
cool,
scroll.
cool
Yeah.
collector's editions, I got my Monkey Island anthology collection from Limited Run that was, like, absorbently expensive, and it took them a year and a month total to make it.
Okay.
But it was worth the wait. It's so good.
That statue does look really good.
It's
Yeah.
a very good Guybrush statue. There's a very good candle holder that looks like Murray, the talking skull. There's a very nice and very thick, like, coffee table book
Oh, nice.
with it.
Nice.
Is it like an art book?
It's got, like, interviews with the devs and all kinds of background info in it.
So stuff that you care about.
Yeah.
nice?
Some
nice.
really good prints. Like, oh, I'm so glad I got it.
That's cool.
Well, excellent. All right. Well, hey, listen, we are actually at break, so let's go ahead and stop for a couple of ads, and then we'll be back with some news.
Hello, I'm Ben Vaughn, the host of The Many Moods of Ben Vaughn, heard every Saturday night at 8 p.m. here on WZMO 104.7 FM. We span many decades, many styles, and many moods on my show. So tune in to The Many Moods of Ben Vaughn every Saturday night at 8 p.m. See you then.
Hello, I'm Greg Dunham, the host of Long Play here on WZMO. I just wanted to take a minute to assure our many fans and listeners that my staff and I take our job seriously here at WZMO. We will always strive to bring only the highest quality audio entertainment to you and yours. Who am I kidding? We just grab whatever album's on top of the stack. Join us every Friday at 11 p.m. and Saturday at 3 p.m. for Long Play. Tune in to see what we've come up with this week. Catch us every weekend right here on WZMO.
Hey everybody, we're back from the ad break, and now we're going to talk about some news.
World premiere.
That's right, we're going to talk about the Game Awards.
The Game Awards, that's right.
The show that uses the phrase world premiere so many times it loses all meaning, and also there's some awards in there somewhere.
In theory.
Yes, in theory.
I think someone added up, it was like 60% ads this year for like new products.
It felt more than that, honestly. I'm surprised the number's that low.
Yeah. I think they counted the pre-show as well, where they actually announced a bunch of winners for stuff.
Yeah, they did most of the awards before the show started.
Yeah.
It's a big Jeff Keighley trash fire.
It's fake. It's Jeff. Yeah.
It's an excuse to hang out with celebrities and show a bunch of trailers for video games.
Yeah, but hey, Sting was there.
He sure was.
Hey, gamers, y'all like Sting?
The whole thing just feels really gross and like...
It does. It feels like an extended E3 showcase.
That's what I thought,
but
honestly.
Worse.
Yeah, somehow grosser.
Yeah.
I mean, there's no pretense at E3. It's get excited for commercials. There's no, like, this is actually a very serious award show.
Consume product, move on to next product.
Yeah.
This one, they're trying to pretend like it's the Oscars or the Emmys, and it's not. It's just it's a bunch of ads.
Yeah. It would be like if the Oscars played new movie trailers every 2 minutes and actually gave out 3 awards, and also they were questionable choices.
Yeah.
Do we want to talk about the awards first?
Briefly. I mean, there's not a whole lot to actually talk about with it.
It Takes Two won Best Big Time Game of the Year, I guess.
And that's fine.
Yeah, I mean, nobody else is going to give this the Game of the Year award.
No. It's a perfectly okay game.
Yeah, I've played the game. It's a lot of fun, and it has a lot of interesting mechanics that I haven't seen anywhere else, but
yeah.
I don't know if it's not the best game I've played this year.
No. I mean, FF14 got Best Ongoing Game. Which sure.
Yeah, that's the one everybody likes.
It's the one everyone likes, yep.
Because, the other big MMO kind of pooped the bed.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm trying to think, what are even some of the other awards? I'm glad the mocap and voice of Lady Dimitrescu from
Resident Evil 7.
Yeah. I'm glad she won.
Yeah.
She seemed probably the most genuine of any of the awards, like, honorees.
Yeah.
She legitimately was like, thank you, this has opened up a brand new avenue in my life.
And she had an amazing performance in that game.
She did. And also, she tall.
Yeah.
She tall in real life.
I mean, good.
Yeah.
I'm glad, they got a tall actress to play a tall character.
There's a joke about casting in there that...
Yeah.
Yeah.
They didn't just short wash.
They They gave way too many awards to Deathloop, which is a good game, but is pretty run-of-the-mill when you get down to it.
Yeah.
It beat out Psychonauts for best art direction.
And that's not right.
No, Psychonauts is one of the most beautifully designed from an art design perspective game that I've probably ever played ever.
Cody's also a little biased.
I mean, I like Tim Schafer's games and him and his studio a lot, but like legitimately it is a gorgeous game.
It's a good looking game. Yeah.
With like actual like artistry and like legitimate drawing going on in there. Like
Yeah. Hey, let's go ahead and start talking about some of these trailers because we have a few now. We are omitting a few of them. We can't talk about every single one of them because there's a million, and some of them are frankly pretty boring.
And it's been a week, and
It's been a week.
I've forgotten some of these.
Yeah, same here.
I basically erased the ones I couldn't remember what they were.
No, that's
so.
fair. And there's some that we might just go, hey, this is a thing that exists. Moving on. So let's start with Star Wars Eclipse, which looked great all the way up to the end of the trailer when they revealed it's made by Quantic Dream, the people that brought us Detroit Become Human and Heavy Rain.
And the Omicron variant.
You may as well have.
Yeah.
They had a game called Omicron, the Nomad Soul, and that's the joke is that.
Also, it's a bad game.
Yeah.
Oh, they're all bad games. I mean,
I like Detroit. I really like Detroit.
Their games are slowly getting better, I think. I think there are more instances of interesting things in them, and they look better, but the stories are still the dirt worst.
I think Omicron could have been a good game if they didn't try to make it
all things that for everything.
The Omni game.
Yeah. Yeah. Like Detroit had some moments, but I would argue that the best way to play Detroit is to kill off Kara's character as soon as possible because her story has the worst twist in it that ruins the game.
Oh, it ruins her. It ruins the whole narrative of it. Really does.
Yeah, all you really want is Connor and
Marcus.
Clancy Brown. They're the good
Connor
part.
and Clancy Brown are great, and the Marcus story, depending on which path you take, can be very compelling as well.
Yeah, and I mean,
but the Kara stuff is just
also
the worst part of the game.
And the theme through all of the Quantic Dream games, David Cage can't write women.
Yeah.
He has a very skewed view of women.
And he has a very specific type.
Yes, I'm very curious how in Star Wars Eclipse they're going to be able to fit in a Twi'lek with short hair.
Short hair, head tails?
Yeah, a Twi'lek with short head tails and underwear, because that appears in all of his games.
Yeah.
Including the one with Elliot Page.
Oh, yeah.
There's some weird...
Two Souls.
Beyond Two Souls. There's some weird stuff in that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We'll actually get to see how showers work in Star Wars.
Right.
It's a sonic shower like in Star Trek.
That's it, yeah. But no, they, you know what? It will be the best game that Quantic Dream will have done. I'm just curious to see how good of a job Marvel, Disney, Lucasfilm is going to
rein them in.
Is going to like smoosh down on the cage.
And the rumor is it's more actiony than traditional Quantic Dream productions.
God, it's going to have to be.
Yeah, it's going to have to be. It's Star Wars. There's got to be laser shoots and sword fights, or it's...
But beyond that, that trailer was artistically very good.
Oh yeah, I was super stoked like until I saw the logo at the end,
Dream.
and then it was just like. If there was a graph of my excitement, it just shot right down.
Just straight into the toilet. Yeah.
Also, in the same award show that the host came out and said, like, harassment in the game industry is bad and developers need treated better. And then the first reveal is a Quantic Dream game, a studio well known for treating its workers very poorly.
Well, here's the thing. It wasn't just this instance. Every time there were a couple instances during the show that they showed like clips of like inclusiveness or things like that. Well, like the one with the highlighting like drag Twitch performers or what have you, trying to show inclusiveness and everything. And what was the one right after that? It was Ubisoft, I think.
Yeah.
So it's like they very meticulously went, okay, here's a very good thing followed by the gut punch.
Yeah.
Here's a very good thing followed by the body blow.
And all the ads about inclusive good stuff were also brought to you by Facebook.
Yes.
Which is questionable. And
also,
it's
it's got its own thing.
Wait, you mean Meta?
Yeah.
Excuse me, Meta. Okay, yeah, we've already spent too much time on Star Wars. We can't talk about Quantic Dream without getting on a huge
We can't.
It's a very slippery
It's impossible.
slope.
Yeah.
Let's talk Blue Hedgehogs.
Okay, yeah, there was a trailer for the movie.
I was super excited.
Yeah,
That
Sonic
looks
2.
good.
That
Looks
trailer,
good.
that trailer was amazing.
Yeah, I'm all in.
They showed Knuckles and Tails. They're both there. They both sound good. Idris Elba sounds good as Knuckles.
It looks good.
They got the actual voice actress to voice Tails.
Yeah. Jim Carrey.
He's going full into the whole Robotnik thing.
Oh, he's full mask.
Oh yeah,
He's full masking it up in
with that big mustache and stuff. It's
They
fantastic.
should have made him wear a big round suit. So he's shaped like egg.
Maybe by the third one, maybe he will get plump or something.
Also, the fact that some of his robots coming actually look like some of the robots in the games now.
Yeah, so hey, how about that pre-recorded message that Jim Carrey sent to the thing where he kept talking in a Scottish accent and screaming into the camera?
Yeah, I don't know.
That was a weird one.
Yeah. The presenter, Ben Schwartz, voice of Sonic the Hedgehog, didn't seem to know what to think of it either.
Yeah, no. He did have a good bit about having the trailer on a CD. Yeah. He kept pulling the same CD out of his pocket.
It's Sonic CD.
Yeah.
He was probably one of the best presenters.
I think he was.
But he's got that huge improv background, so he's gonna be.
Right, yeah.
On other trailers for Sonic, they showed the Sonic Frontiers video game trailer.
Can I make my prediction that this game is going to be very bad?
Yes. It's going to be very bad.
It looks like Breath of the Hedgehog.
Yeah.
Like Breath of the Wild with Sonic. It shows him running around a big, wide, empty outdoor area that looks more like real life than it does anywhere Sonic would ever go.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, he's definitely speeding around at the speed of sound with no one to hear him scream.
Yeah. But there's no, like, weird geometric, like, hills.
There's
or,
no
like,
loops.
Funky trees. Yeah, no loops.
I mean, I did see like a weird tower that looked like it could be like a Sonic like running up thing because it slopes up a certain way and there's like a big hole in the middle.
I question Sonic Team's ability to handle coding a humongous open world when they can't really seem to get their heads around a linear track.
Yeah, no, it's gonna be a rough one.
And this is coming from somebody who quite actually enjoyed Sonic Forces for what it was.
Oh yeah.
I don't think this is gonna be any good.
No, I don't either.
I'll be glad to be surprised by it, but I have very little confidence in it.
Yeah. Wonder Woman game? It's about time.
Yeah, it's about time Wonder Woman got a game because she's never had one, which is bizarre.
Yep.
You'd think she would at least got an Atari game back in the late 70s, early 80s.
Yeah, you'd think, but no.
But they also didn't show any of the gameplay. They just kind of had Wonder Woman swinging.
On a black screen.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that was kind of a shame.
No, a lot of this was what's the term? Bull shots? Is that the term where it's like not actual gameplay, fake trailers, that sort of thing? I think that's the term.
Yeah.
Bull shots.
Yeah, it's being made by Monolith, and they generally do a good job at games. So.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Space Marine 2. So I'm the only one in the room that cares about this, but
Hey, I've played 40K before.
have you?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So Space
I
Marine
was
2
terrible at it, but I played it once. Twice.
is a sequel to the third-person shooter action just carnage fest that was the first Space Marine game. And they actually showed some gameplay footage too, and it looks pretty much the same, which is great because that game had all the formulas right for what you want for a gothic graphic future just murder fest.
Yeah. Didn't they also have a trailer for Vermintide 2 or something like that?
I think.
Oh no, Vermintide 2's been out. Oh, you mean for the update?
Yeah.
For Vermintide? Yeah, they released the new class for the Saltspire character.
Okay.
He's a straight up Sigmar priest from Warhammer Classic.
Boy, those are a bunch of words that you just said.
Okay, Saltspire is his actual name.
Okay.
In the standard game, he's a witch hunter. He's a
Okay.
ranged character who also has a pistol and a sword.
Okay.
The Sigmar priest is a melee character with a big hammer.
Gotcha. Okay. Sounds good. Cool.
they finally showed some of that Suicide Squad Kill the Justice League game that Rocksteady's been working on.
It looks boring.
It just seems like they made some questionable choices.
Like giving every character a gun?
Yeah, why would Boomerang Man have a gun? He throws boomerangs.
Why would King Shark have gun?
Yeah, he doesn't need weapon.
Yeah.
He
has a weapon.
He is weapon. Yeah, I don't know. It might be okay.
Yeah, I mean Rocksteady does all. They did all the good Batman games.
Yeah.
So
I
I'll try it.
I feel like this was their excuse to do a horde shooter.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's basically what they wanted to do. They wanted to do a, Left 4 Dead, Back 4 Blood, zombie.
Back for butt.
Back 4 Butt. I mean, that's their excuse. They wanted a hero-based horde shooter, and they're like, well, who do we got? We can use lots of guns. Let's do the Suicide Squad. And you know what? Let's give King Shark a minigun.
Yeah.
Why not?
Whatever. Alan Wake.
It should shoot his teeth.
Yep. He should. Just
Yeah, they regrow.
rocket him right out of his mouth.
Yeah.
Yep. Alan Wake 2, which I hear is a good thing.
This is very good. The original Alan Wake is a very good game.
Also, this is a sequel long removed from its original.
Yeah.
It's been a long time since Alan Wake came out.
Yeah, it's about a horror author dealing with monsters in the Northwest United States.
What if Stephen King had to fight?
Shadows.
Shadows.
Yeah, exactly. That's what it is.
Yeah.
And this is going back to that, but now they're saying it's a true survival horror game, whereas before it was a pure action game.
Because the survival horror genre
Is big right
really, and it wasn't. I mean, it existed, but it wasn't quite as big as it was back then. Or
It's having a
it's bigger now.
resurgence.
Yeah, that's what I meant.
Rumbleverse.
Oh, yeah. The Epic Games WrestleMan
Fortnite.
So it's a I just forgot the name
It's
of
like
that.
a Smash clone, kind of. A little
Sorta.
bit. Kind of.
With elements of Battle Royale.
Yeah.
But instead of using guns, you grapple with your opponents, and you can like body slam them off buildings and stuff.
Yeah, what if Fortnite was punch instead of shoot?
It looks
I'm
interesting.
kind of okay with it.
It looks
Sure.
interesting.
I
I want to try it.
I
It's
think
different enough.
Yeah, I think wrestling is an interesting twist on the format and not
I agree.
something you see a lot of.
Yep, I agree.
And in one of the backgrounds of one of the shots, there was a grocery store called Swole Foods.
Yeah.
And I was like, it just made me chuckle.
That's a
This
good
stupid
joke.
pun.
It's a very good joke.
And a fun art style too.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
It kind of reminded me of a little bit like I think it was called Realm Royale. It was like that medieval-esque battle royale that came out that flopped. Also kind of looked like
It looked like
with the jelly bean people. What's that game with the jelly bean people?
Fall Guys.
Yes.
It looks like if you took Fortnite and like turned the cartoon dial up
Just a little bit higher. Yeah.
Yeah.
Cool. There's a Halo TV. Is it Netflix or is it what?
Paramount Plus.
Paramount Plus. So no one's gonna watch it. Okay, cool.
Mm-hmm.
But
I don't know. Halo's pretty big right now. It might boost their subscription sales.
Halo, it's so hot right now.
Look, I've been seriously considering getting a Paramount Plus
I
subscription.
have too, because I want to watch all the new Star Trek stuff.
Yeah, Lower Decks is so good. I feel like I talk about how much I like it every episode.
Every
of the
episode.
show.
But hey, if it's that good, yeah.
But it looked like Halo.
Yeah.
It looked like a really good Halo cosplay.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's really nothing bad to say about it. It was fine.
Looks fine. Sure.
There's a new Dune game
Yeah.
coming out. It's a real-time strategy game about getting that spice.
What's it called?
Dune Spice Wars.
Did you say Spice World?
Yo, I'll tell you what I want, what I really, really want. So tell me what you want, what you really, really want.
That's why you had me keep it on the board.
It sure is.
But
I thought there was legitimate news. No, you wanted to do a bit.
Yeah.
to be fair, Dune invented the real-time strategy genre, basically.
Mm-hmm.
So, I mean, it fits.
Yeah.
And Dune's so hot right now.
Yeah, it is.
Man, how many Zoolander references can we make?
Yeah.
There's a new Star Trek game being made by former Telltale Games devs.
I hope it's good. Star Trek games are historically not great.
Yeah, I've played maybe like 2 or 3 actually good ones in the hundreds of bad ones.
There's a point-and-click adventure one based on the original series that's pretty good.
Yeah, I mean, those are exceptions to the rule.
Yeah.
Like they're regularly not
Elite
awesome.
Elite Force.
I was
is
just getting
good.
ready to talk about Elite Forces, the Voyager first-person shooter.
Yeah, that's fun. It's not very Star Trekky because it's a first-person shooter, but it's fun.
It was shooting Borg. It's all right.
Yeah.
Though I really did enjoy the Starfleet Command games. Those were fun. They had a good aesthetic, good theme to it.
I think if any genre fits Star Trek, it's the Telltale like cinematic kind of adventure game, but not really.
Game visual novel.
Yeah, I think that'll suit the franchise really well, and it'll make a good game.
Man, I really want to play that new Sam & Max like remake or reboot, or is it a whole new game?
Oh, the
coming out?
remaster that just came out? Yeah, it's really good. I played through 2 episodes in one sitting the other day.
That's awesome. So there's a couple more games on here, and then we have some non-game news. Slitherhead?
It's a game by one of the Silent Hill guys.
Oh, right. Yes, that one.
Yeah, it had some real, like, gross, like, Junji Ito kind of look to it.
Yeah.
It looked more like an action game than a Silent Hill game.
But that's okay.
Yeah.
I like the setting, like how it's in those Chinese high rises where they cram like 1,000 people into one like
building,
one block kind of thing. I think that's a really interesting setting for.
Those are also like terrifying to look at.
Oh yeah, it's perfect for the setting. Like a monster is loose in one of those blocks. Yeah.
And it's like people are turning into the monsters, so you don't.
God, that reminds me of a WebTube comic I read. It was a Korean
Parasite.
No. It was called Sweet Home.
Sweet Home. Yes, that's the one. Yes. Oh yeah, they definitely.
And I forgot Netflix did a movie about that.
Series.
And it's not.
Is it a series?
It was a series.
And it's not related to the Japanese film Sweet Home, which had a video game called Sweet Home that was the precursor to Resident Evil.
Oh, right. Yeah. Yeah, I think I read about that. Last one we have on here is Thirsty Suitors.
I mean, it looked interesting. It had a very Scott Pilgrim.
I was going to say it's very Scott Pilgrim.
Like if you took Scott Pilgrim and you took Scott out, and it was Ramona Flowers who could fight. That's basically the game. Set to with a
of a Middle Eastern
Indian
Indian family.
Yeah.
Yeah, and like you can fight your exes or make amends, maybe. I don't know.
It's hard to tell exactly what kind of game it is from the trailer.
There's an awful lot of stuff in that trailer.
Oh yeah,
but the trailer is like colorful and fun and interesting, and you should just probably watch the.
There's
trailer.
like some like Bollywood nods, which were pretty fun.
Those are pretty cool. Yeah,
and then like the fact that you can like one of your attacks or whatever summons your mother.
Yeah, to hit him with a sandal.
Yeah, that was good. Okay, so moving on to some non-Game Awards news. Cowboy Bebop, the live-action Netflix series, has been officially canceled.
See ya, Space Cowboy.
Yeah. I don't know. I think it's probably the right move. The show was very expensive to make, and
it severely polarized people. I like my friend base. It was like either people like absolutely loved it, or they pretty much thought it was trash. There is no in between.
I kind of feel in between on it, honestly.
Yeah.
Is it Cowboy Bebop? No. Is it kind of a fun piece of garbage? Yeah.
Yeah. But Netflix isn't going to pay for garbage.
Yeah, exactly. And they shouldn't.
They shouldn't. Yeah.
Also,
right.
it does not give my hopes very much to float on for that Avatar: The Last Airbender series.
Oh no.
Yeah, no, I knew.
I mean, as soon as the original
Anyway.
creators were like, you know what, we're out. I was like,
This reminds me of something that we didn't put on the board that I read the other day. Netflix is making a Mega Man
right,
show.
that's the next one that they're going to be doing. That came out this week.
Yeah, so they're going to do a hatchet job on my boy. They're going to massacre my boy.
It ain't right what they done to your boy.
Yeah.
it's gonna bomb, Merman.
Blue bomb.
Oh man, I don't know if I hope it's good or terrible. Honestly,
I forget if it's live action or animated. If
it's live action,
I hope it's live action.
Oh man, it's gonna be straight trash.
If it's animated, there's some hope.
But that last Mega Man animated show was not good.
Which one was that?
It had really bad animation, and it featured like DJ Jazzy J49, who was a joke character.
It was for babies, basically.
Yeah.
Was it the one where they with the games where they go into the internet?
No. It was not attached to any game. It was its own thing.
It was its own thing. Yeah.
And took a lot of liberties with the franchise.
A lot. It's like he went to school or something like that. He was a student.
What is he, like Pinocchio Astro Boy over here?
Yeah, no, that's it. Trailer for Spider-Man.
Spider-Man Across the Spider-Verse.
Part 1.
Part 1. The sequel to Into the Spider-Verse. That really good animated Miles Morales movie.
Looks great.
Oh, yeah. Looks like it picks up, so many months or so after the first Spider-Verse. And it has Miles going into the Spider-Verse. And when he changes dimensions, his art style changes.
Which tracks with the post-credit sequence in...
Yep. It does. This trailer heavily features Spider-Man 2099, Miguel O'Hara.
Yep.
And he is very prominent in this new trailer.
Yep.
Beating up Miles for some reason.
He was voiced by Oscar Isaac in the post-credit sequence in the first movie. Do you think they got him back for this one?
I would imagine they did.
Yeah.
He might be too busy being Gomez in a bad Addams Family animated movie.
Or
I like the first one.
Or being a weird version of Moon Knight in Disney Marvel.
Where's my money, Dracula?
Yeah, the first
you big nerd.
The first animated Addams Family wasn't bad, but it wasn't as good as it should have been.
Aren't they making another animated series called Wednesday?
No, Tim Burton's doing a Netflix series.
Oh, is that what it is?
Yeah, it's Wednesday grown up.
Oh. So it's like from Addams Family the musical, which I know about because I was kind of in.
Oh yeah, I forgot about that.
And you guys did a very good job with that very bad musical.
Well, thank you. I appreciate that.
It was none of your guys' fault that it wasn't very good. It was the script.
So they released a new trailer for Matrix Resurrection.
Yeah.
Which, okay, cool. It seems to shine a little more light on what's going on, but also it just basically looks like it retreads a lot of the same steps in the original Matrix movie.
But I'm okay with that.
Yeah,
I actually think
it's part of the process.
Yeah, I hope the first act of this basically parallels the first act of the first Matrix movie.
Which is fine because it's a fantastic movie.
The whole thing is about
the loop.
Breaking the loop.
Yeah.
Breaking the cycle.
Because that's what they say in the first movie. This has happened before.
Cyclical.
And before.
Yeah.
And then the last bit of news we have is more on Cody's end of things.
Final Fantasy XIV, the online one, just had a big expansion come out. And now it's darn near impossible to play the game because everybody is trying to play it at once. I've had queue times of like 5,000 other players.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I've pretty much given up at trying to play it if it's not like 8 o'clock in the morning or something and even then I'll probably have to wait 15 minutes to get in. But they're not just sitting on their hands not doing anything about it. They are going to they're giving everybody basically a free month because it's been so hard to play. And they've actually taken the game off of online store shelves to stop new people from playing and making the wait times even worse.
Until they either get more servers or something.
So they're actively taking money out of their own pockets to make this right.
Yeah.
That's fascinating. That goes to show how much the creators, I think Yoshi P, is that the guy's name?
Yep.
Yeah, how much he actually cares about the game and about, the players.
Yeah, and they said they would buy new servers, but they can't because of the chip shortage.
Yep, that's right. Yeah.
That chip shortage.
So it's going to be a couple months before they can open up new servers and stuff to kind of spread out the load.
Yeah. Isn't that why they initially pushed back the release date like a week or two anyway?
I don't remember the reason.
Because they knew there were going to be some issues, and they're like, well, we can't fix this. There's going to be problems. It's going to be a mess.
I remember I learned about that delay while I was playing the game.
Oh, yeah.
I was like fighting something, and all of a sudden I see in the world chat, somebody's like, bad news, everybody.
Yes, that news aggregate, the Final Fantasy XIV world chat.
Yeah.
All right, well, hey, we have actually hit time, so let's go ahead and wrap things up for the week. You have been listening to Nerd Overload. Thank you very much for tuning in. You can find us each and every day over at nerdoverload.com.
You can find us on Facebook, Twitter, Twitch, Instagram, Patreon, and TikTok at Nerd Overload Now.
You can send us an email, staff@nerdoverload.com, or you can give us a call on the Nerd Overload hotline, 586-372-8020. If you leave us a message, we might play it on this show. Who do you think deserves Game of the Year? Who do you think deserves that weird winged statue?
That's an awful statue that they hand out.
The correct answer is Metroid Dread.
Yeah, that probably is. Yeah. So you can also find all of our back episodes on various podcast apps such as Apple Podcasts, Spotify, Stitcher, Google Play, and more. And finally, I'd like to thank David Pencil for the use of our intro and outro. You can find more of his stuff over at davidpencil.com. So again, thank you all for tuning in, and we will be back next week.
See ya, Space Cowboy, forever.